You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Happy Happy New Year to Miami Dolphin fans, to Go Time Dolphin fans, to everyone watching this video. I am Kadeem Simmons. As always, I am joined by my host of the Go Time Dolphins, Charlie Touche. Charlie, tell everyone what time it is.
It's 2025.
Did I say 2024?
Nah, but you said tell them what time it is, and since my apparent says it's 2025, I just thought I'd switch it up and tell you that it's 2025.
I feel like that's not a tackle for loss, but that's kind of like you kind of got off script and it kind of didn't really work. It wasn't a failed play.
I just think it works if you're watching the episode. If you're an audio listener, it didn't work. But if you're on YouTube rocking with us and you see my little get up that I got on right now, I think you think that it works too. Nonetheless, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond but across the world. I'm your boy Charlie Touche. Got my co-host Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. Kadeem, how you doing?
I'm doing good. As you said, 2025, it's a new year. It is endless possibilities. As they say, new year, new me. So I'm looking forward to what is going to be a very, very fun, or what should hopefully be a very, very fun 2025. Not only, my personal life, my work life, just in general. How about you, Charlie?
My bad. Yeah, man, I'm cooling, bro. Like, listen, shout out to Robert Ashton in the comments. Nice hat, Charlie. I appreciate you. I think the glasses are better. But yo, Rob, appreciate you. How did you do in fantasy football, Rob? Because Charlie Touche, aka Championship Chuck, won the Go Time Dolphins Fantasy Football League in the Veterans League. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for the best wishes. I appreciate the game that I had to go through with Shirai Steve to get me over the hump against the average white guy. But Charlie Touche, aka Championship Chuck, is now a champion.
I haven't got my phone on me at the moment. I need to double check how the UK league went. I think last time I checked, I had done well on the losing side of the bracket, but I'm coming for gold next year. I'm coming for a ring, for a belt, for whatever it will be. Before we get into football, Charlie, how did you celebrate the new year?
Matter of fact, I can show you how I celebrated the new year. Went to church, brought in the new year with the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And we were just chilling, vibing. You know what I'm saying? It was my first time in because I'm not home, right? So I'm out of town and I don't have a church out here. So I went to this African church. I'd never been to an African church before, right? And it was a lot of juking going on in the African church celebration. You feel me? I'm like, oh man, these boys know how to get down over here. So it was cool. The ball dropped, and I have some coworkers up here. I work 12-hour shifts, Kadeem, and 12 hours is a long time. So what we do is we have chess tournaments at work on our breaks. So we play like a 10-minute game of chess. Everybody's on a timer, and just to keep it, it's break up the monotony of a 12-hour shift. So we play chess tournaments at work, and since the new year came, we were off. We were like, I got an idea. I have an intense chess table, Kadeem. It's a chess board, intense chess, where it's 4 players. Not just 2 players one-on-one. It is big enough for 4 people to sit down and all of us play, basically take over the world, but with chess. And I got it right here, actually. I didn't even know you were gonna do this. But this is what an intense chess table looks like. If you're listening on the audio version, that's what an intense chess table looks like. It's 4 players, every man for themselves, and the game usually takes like 4 hours. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So I brought in the New Year with the Lord, went to my homeboy crib, chopped it up, played chess, and I did not win. But
you can't win.
It's a win because we made it to 2025. What about you?
Myself and Hannah Montana watched the new series, or the first 2 episodes of the new series of Squid Game, and then went to bed. I think we was in bed by like 10 past midnight. Like, dude, there's just no point in doing anything. I'm not one to go out. Plus, back at work on Thursday, so I thought, get a somewhat early night, and you're recording a podcast on Wednesday. There was no point in staying up. The first of the podcast and the brother-in-law went out, but we stayed in, kept it chilled. Shout out to IMAX, says Go Time Dolphins, Happy New Year, Kadeem, Charlie, and chat. Happy New Year to you, IMAX. I thought, because it's a new year, everyone's New Year's resolutions, I thought we could set a few for the Miami Dolphins and kind of look at what good things the Dolphins can look forward to in 2025. Obviously, you got the obvious ones where win a AFC East, win a Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff. But I kind of thought, just bigger term, bigger plans, like what kind of, as the title says, what triumphs kind of wait the Dolphins in 2025. And I know I kind of sprung it on you before we went live, so I thought I would probably go first, kind of tell you where my mind is. You can take it wherever you want to go. But for me, I was kind of thinking broader. I kind of thinking just more positivity around the team. Shout out to Kenneth Rankin, says Happy New Year, fellas. I feel like the Miami Dolphins, probably not so much in the building, but outside the building, it's just constant arguing, constant questions. Is this guy good enough? Is this guy staying? Should this guy lose his job? And I think for 2025, I would love to see a settled Miami Dolphins, both on the field and off the field. Everyone pulling in the same direction, fans getting along for the most part. Not every day arguing about is Tua the franchise quarterback. Should we have signed Javon Holland? Should we have kept Andrew Van Ginkel? Just let's be positive. Let's have some good vibes. Starting on Sunday against the East Hartford Paper Planes, and continue that all the way until the end of the year. So I thought I'd go broad for my first one. But yeah, Charlie, I hope that kind of makes sense where I'm going with that.
I don't know if this is a resolution or not, because I feel like I'm gonna take the podcast somewhere else. But I'll entertain this for a second. Van Ginkel, shout out to Van Ginkel, AVG, bro. Like we couldn't afford him. Like literally couldn't afford him. Because then it's like, oh, who are you going to keep? Van Ginkel, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb. We're going to keep Van Ginkel over one of them boys. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's how the cards fell. But I don't know if this is a resolution, but yeah, I don't know how to say it. But it's not even it's not a resolution. I'm gonna have to pivot, Kadeem. I'm sorry. It's not a resolution, and it's unrealistic too. Like, but I'll entertain something else. Can we, for once, walk away with an upgrade on the O-line, bro? Like, can that be a resolution, Kadeem? Does that play into it?
100%. Like, one of my ones was probably going to be, around the draft some offensive linemen, but ones that can stick around, like more Robert Hunts, less the ones who, you don't see after 2 years, basically. So no, 100%.
Man, bro, I just feel like, and I understand, I get it. Top 6 offense, top 10 offense, this and that and this. But I'm always going to say, yeah, we're a top 6 offense, top 10 offense. Why can't we be the best offense in the league with the best O-line in the league? Yeah, I know we asked 3 years ago, Kadeem, we asked, yo, can we just get a top 20 offensive line? Remember when we asked that? Yo, can we get a top 20? You feel me? And we got the top 20 for a year. You know what I'm saying? Now we back down again. But like, yo, can we get some? Why can't we have the best O-line in the league, bro? Why can't we have a top 5 O-line in the league? We don't gotta worry about nothing, bro. Like that helps everybody. It helps the run game, helps Tua not have to be mobile, helps him not have to run for his life, throw the ball within 2 seconds. Yo, I would like my quarterback to dice people up because he has time and knows he's going to be safe in the pocket. But I don't know if I'm asking for too much, Kadeem. I really don't know if I'm asking for too much. But dang, bro, it would be nice to just have the luxury of not having to worry about your life every time you drop back for a pass.
So I'm glad you mentioned defensive line. Kenneth Rankin says we must first establish a coaching history in order to do that, Kadeem. What I don't quite understand what you mean by that. So if you could elaborate, that'd be really helpful. Robert Ashton says Kadeem, the eternal optimist. And then he also says, all I would like for New Year is for the Dolphins to draft of Touche's 24. Can they make it? Would be 3 years in a row, wouldn't it? If they
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row, and then 4 out of 5 it will be if they do it this
3 years in a row, 4 out of 5. And I'm gonna start needing royalties. Like I'm gonna start needing a couple of checks. Like, yo, can I get something? Can I get some type of acknowledgement? Can I get, bro? Shout out to the paper planes. They take my running backs. They drafted Israel Abanikanda. They drafted Braylon Allen. Who else takes my receivers? I forgot the teams. Yeah, but cool. Certain teams take certain stuff from me. Yo, just holler at me. Like I'll be some type of consultant. I'll be some type of scout. I'll be some type of eyes and ears. Like, what's up? Holler at me. Send me location.
100%. You might have missed this because you was working or coming back from work or thing. Kendall Lahm is injured. I think he's been placed on IR, which means the Dolphins have elevated Braden Daniels off the Cowboys practice squad, I think it is. But there is every chance that the Dolphins go into the final game of the season, regardless of who the quarterback is, with backup tackles. Because we're still not sure whether Teron Armstead's playing. So you might see Patrick Paul and whoever's playing right tackle. But no, and I think, offensive line. I was saying on the Fins Faithful podcast, shout out to George from the Fins Faithful podcast. Go check out our episode with him, or my episode with him, and then his episode with us. I was saying, I don't need, or I would love, a line full of Penei Sewells, first round talent, gold star jackets from the moment they walk into the league. But at this point, I would settle for just bog standard offensive linemen who are going to play 17 games and protect Tua. To me, that's who I am. I don't need constant guys coming in and out, all that kind of stuff. Shout out to Kenneth Rankin.
Kadeem. We'll shout out to Kenneth Rankin after this. Kadeem. If we could go back, would you have taken Penei Sewell over Jalen Waddle now?
Can I do a different offensive lineman, if that makes sense?
Go ahead. What you got?
If I would go back, I would trade 26 and 15, 26 and 18 in 2020 and draft Tristan Wirfs. I think, Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, I don't think there's muchness to it. But then again, I was on talking on the Fins Faithful podcast. Creed Humphreys. You moved up to get an offensive lineman and took Liam Eichenberg because they Creed Humphreys. And this is one of my ones going to be offensive line, so I'm really glad you said that. I said on that show that Chris Grier has tried to build an offensive line, but has failed. And part of that failure is just, I won't say scouting, because you've been on the board when you should have taken, not so much Tristan Wirfs, but at the very least, Creed Humphreys, obviously Jackson Powers Johnson this year.
It's Humphrey.
Sorry.
Humphrey, yeah. Go ahead, my bad.
But no,
it was bothering me a little bit, but I let it go, and then you kept bringing it out. All right, let's fix it.
No. I appreciate it. But no, there's been so many guys through different drafts, and I don't have it up on my thing right now. But I just think that Chris Grier, if he is to lose his job on Monday or the week after or something, it's just I will always look back and go, your attempts, while I appreciate them, you really missed out on how many Pro Bowlers, potential guys who can play in the Hall of Fame, and that's going to cost him. So yeah, offensive line is definitely one of them. Kenneth Rankin, so he said, can we have a coach for more than 5 years before we critique his system? How many coaches have we had that got to have this whole roster with guys that fit his system the way we can have that next man up mentality? Which probably brings me on to my next one then, in terms of 2025. Can we keep Mike McDaniel? One of my New Year's resolutions, or I don't feel like resolutions isn't the right word. So I'll probably go with not so much predictions. My New Year wish list. Another thing on my New Year wish list would be keep Mike McDaniel. Listen, guys, I can understand anyone who's like, nope, this team is ill disciplined, this team is soft, this team is X, Y, and Z. I get it. I can't really argue with it because there's enough stuff on tape which validates your point. But in the conversation with 5 Yard Lee, and we're talking about, the Dolphins need to make a change once again this offseason. That's part of the problem, as Kenneth Rankin says. The Dolphins are so quick to fire someone, not so much at the first sign of trouble, but it's like, nope, 3 years in, it's not working, off you go. Instead of going, well, hold on, can we tinker with something? Can we slightly make an alteration here? AKA, you've gone down the speedy, quick route. Let's go for the strong, sturdy route in 2025. And I think you get rid of Mike McDaniel. I think of all the coaches the Dolphins have let go, this probably could be the one that comes back and it's like, we had that guy in the building. So, yeah, one of my things would be, can we keep Mike McDaniel? If you have to partner with a new GM, okay, fair enough. But I still think Mike McDaniel, as we've seen over the past 9 games, he has been willing to alter his identity, do things that we as fans have asked of him. And if he can continue to do that, continue improving, I still think he's the right guy to, at the very least, win an AFC East title in Miami.
We're going to play a game. You want to play a game? You know what movie that is? Want to play a game? Hey, look at Kadeem, boy. Spot on. Hey,
1 for 1 in 2025, just saying.
Oh, that boy batting 1,000 in 2025. Listen, everybody in the comments, let's play a game. And I understand, me and you, Kadeem, we probably won't make any changes. If I know you, I don't think you will make any changes. I would not make any changes. But we're going to have to pick one, and we're going to play a game. Everybody in the comments, please participate. We're going to play One Gotta Go. One Gotta Go, Kadeem.
I'm keeping a tally this year. I'm keeping a tally.
I don't think you want to, Kadeem. I don't think you want that pressure, boy. That thing is going to be for like 5 for 100, bro. Like 5 out of 100. Listen.
We'll see.
One Gotta Go. Tua, Mike McDaniel, Chris Grier. One Gotta Go. In the comments, let us know which one would have to go in your opinion. And it's cool if this is a hard one. I got to pick one. I don't want to pick anybody. It is what it is. That's why it's a game. Want to play a game? So, Kadeem, you're up first. Understanding that you might not want to get rid of anyone, but in this game, you have to. One gotta go. Which one we let you letting go, Kadeem?
Chris Grier. Kenneth Rankin says Tua, but only because of his contract. But I'm saying Chris Grier. I think Chris Grier has spent the longest in the building. And listen, again, I have sat here and defended him on not just this show, other shows as well. If you look at his record, just in free agency, if you look at his 2024 in terms of free agency and the draft, Chop Robinson hit, Jalen Wright probably going to be a hit. Everyone else, Patrick Morris, to me, we'll see. My mind's already gone blank. And Patrick Paul, in his limited snaps, look like he's going to be a hit. So already there, I'm liking that. I've got 3 draft picks, and then in free agency, Calais Campbell hit, Johnny Smith hit, Aaron Brewer hit, Jordan Brooks hit. Like, again, Jordan Poyer hasn't worked out, but even Tyrell Dodson's come in, interception. He looks like he might be something.
I
Obviously,
disagree. Dotson would never be anything. I hate to say it. Dog is not a dude. And thanks for the pick, but he ain't it. Oh, thanks for the pick, but he ain't it. Hey, thanks for the pick, but he ain't it. He's just not it, bro.
And that's completely fair. But like I said, he's 2024. Hey, great. We are doing great. But I think that kind of goes, the overall issue is that he either hits home runs or, strikes out. Jordan Poyer strikes out. Odell Beckham Jr. strikes out. And then you kind of go back as well. Very rarely does he have guys, or in my opinion, very rarely does he have guys who, they're okay. They'll earn a second contract in Miami as like depth pieces. Liam Eichenberg, he's probably going to go. I think he'll stay, but no one's really relying on Liam Eichenberg as a depth piece. You can do this across his draft picks and his free agency picks as well. So I would rather have a GM who, outside of having the odd home run, some singles, some doubles, everyone strikes out every once in a while, but I feel like his strikeout rate is too high, and I think that's why the Dolphins are where they are, which is why I picked Chris Grier. Sorry that took so long.
No, you're good. We got a whole podcast, Kadeem. So I want to be clear. I don't think anyone should go, but we're playing the game. And in this game, I can make a case for everyone to go. Maybe not all at the same time, but I can make a case for all three on going. Matter of fact, I think I will make that case because we got a podcast, Kadeem. Why not? Are you not entertained? So my case for Tua going, and I'll tell you who my answer is after the fact, but we'll start with Tua. My case for Tua, for anyone who says Tua, I can say the contract. I can say you want to be younger, you want to get younger. I think the entire NFL is going to trend in this direction. And I thought San Fran would be the first team to do it with Brock Purdy. But the NFL, and I understand we can't fire quarterbacks. I get that. But the NFL is going to trend into a direction where you do not pay quarterbacks after their first 5 years. You give them that rookie contract, and if they are not a generational talent, you do not pay them $60 million. It's going to get there. And in my opinion, I think San Fran should not pay Brock Purdy and go a different direction, try to find that rookie. Now, they should have tried to find that rookie 2 years ago and keep the rookie on deck and just keep filtering through rookies and then trading them and then trading them and trading them. Now, what I think San Fran should do, and I'm going to get back on track, I think San Fran should trade for Bryce Young. They get that rookie contract. They let Brock Purdy go. The train keeps moving. And I think that's what the entire NFL is going to go to. They're not going to pay $60 million for a quarterback unless it's a top 3 quarterback and that's it. So my case for Tua, we're here again, bro. Every injury, Kadeem, every single one, bro, except for the he threw the ball and his hand hit the helmet. That's life. That's football 101. You're gonna hurt your thumb hitting up people's helmets. And the AJ Epinesa hit where he took one to the ribs. Every other injury that Tua has endured was on his own volition. Like, bro, you have to protect yourself in order to protect the franchise, bro. Like, that hurts so bad that it's like it's self-inflicted. If it was any other position, we would send that person on. Like, bro, you're not even available. You know what I'm saying? However, when he's available, he's a dude. That's my case for Tua. If someone said one got to go and it was Tua, that would be my case. Keep Grier because Grier has been solid with his picks. Everybody's not going to bat 1,000 like Kadeem is doing in 2025. Coach McDaniel, it's quarterback friendly system, and he made it to the playoffs every year since he's been a coach. So those are my cases. And if I was going to get rid of Tua, that would be my argument. Here's my argument for getting rid of Grier and keeping Tua and McDaniel. Tua and McDaniel, they have a chemistry. We've seen the sexiest offense in Miami in the past 25 years. It's a top 6 offense whenever they're together. Although some people will say, oh, they got figured out. All right, cool. If you think we got figured out, cool. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? In this next year, which is actually a decisive year in 2025. But my case would be to get rid of Grier, because heads got to roll. Somebody got to be held accountable. You just extended McDaniel. You just extended Tua. Can't get rid of one of them right now. So Grier will be the odd man out. I actually think he's delivering with his picks and his moves, unlike others. Yes, he has failed us in the O-line. 1,000,000%. I do not disagree. Don't even have a comeback for you. But I think he made up for it in a lot of other places, bro. Like, there's times we've said on this podcast, like, yo, this is the best Dolphins team I ever seen in my life. Literally. On paper, it's the best Dolphins team ever built. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Tua gets a concussion. Now half the year goes out the window. So that's not cool. I get that. That's my argument for moving on from Grier. But my answer, Kadeem, one got to go. If I really had to answer this, I would say it is Coach McDaniel. And ever so slightly, I keep moving on, bro. Like, nah, bro, I don't think he's this quarterback genius. I don't think he's this developmental, he's going to develop players all, in the system. I don't think he's that no more. And I actually believe, since this is my actual answer, I actually believe Tua is responsible for all of our success. I think we thank Coach McDaniel. Thank you, bro. We appreciate you for getting to our quarterback and getting him out of that funk that he was in. He had the yips, didn't believe in himself, and you fixed him. And that's all you did, because Tua does everything else. And although people don't believe it, he actually does everything else. He's the reason why we win games. Can't win games without him. Can't score without him. Top 6 offense in the league with him. 32-second offense in the league without him. It is the craziest thing. Mike McDaniel is still a consistent, you know what I'm saying, a constant. But Mike McDaniel would be my answer, Kadeem. I was leaning toward Chris Grier, but I couldn't get there. I'm like, nah, bro, like, what else has McDaniel done? Because a lot of the losses go on McDaniel too, with Tua. So it's like, dang, bro, coach, you acting right now. And plan one got to go. That's my answer. But again, I want to reiterate, and I think I speak for Kadeem as well, we really wouldn't move on from any of them. Just had to play the game.
100%. So Robert Ashton says Chris Grier, but the question I always ask is, who do you replace him with? Depending on, again, I think I said this before, and I guess today's episode could have been that episode, but it also might be a case of if Chris Grier does lose his job in the next few weeks, I'm 99% sure that me and Charlie will sit down and do it. Okay, who do you replace him with? Not just the guys that the Dolphins are talking to. Can you think of anyone? I know a lot of people want Lewis Riddick. I know people want the assistant GM in Pittsburgh or the assistant GM in Kansas City or in Detroit. So you're basically looking at a assistant GM for one of the teams who have, at the very least, had success. And I think I'll discuss this more because, for me, the Steelers organization are a very good organization. I think they are the cold weather version of the Miami Dolphins. And I say that they reach the playoffs and then lose. And I know a lot of Steelers fans are saying winning seasons are great, getting to the playoffs is great, but we're not winning playoff games no more. We're getting there and we're losing. There's actually no point. So we'll do that at another date. Kenner Rankin says, saying Tua equals Grier to me. We got an out onto his contract this offseason. If Grier takes it, he might save his job. I don't think there is an out onto his contract this year. But I guess we'll find out if it happens. For people just joining us or don't know what we're talking about, it's in the comments. One has to go in 2025. Tua, McDaniel, or Chris Grier. Let us know who you would choose and why. Pretty Boy FPV says Tua wins games because the offense was tailored for him. That's why it took Huntley so long to look even okay. Tua is trash. Time to move on. So I take it you are not a Tua fan, which is completely fine. As I said, at this point, I can understand if people aren't. What I would say to that, I don't know if Charlie's going to add anything as well. Find me a starting NFL quarterback that doesn't have the offense tailored to him. And if you could find me an NFL starting quarterback whose offense is tailored to him, then you probably got a manager or a head coach who's about to lose his job, because you want your offense to tailor to your starting quarterback. That's just my opinion. Charlie, do you have anything to add to that comment?
Nothing.
And then Kenna Rankin, so he says, I'm overanalyzing it. I don't know who he's talking to. So again, if you can, I guess, clear it up a bit. Hunt, Wilkins, AVG. I take it those are guys who you probably would have retained. Wilkins is an interesting one because I think Zach Sealer has shown that we didn't need Christian Wilkins, and Christian Wilkins, because of his injury, is going to bring us back a 4th round pick and not a 3rd round pick. So, but it is what it is.
Bro, I would have kept Christian Wilkins. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I would have figured it out with the money. If it meant to move on from a different important piece, like one of these DNs, it is what it is, bro. Like it starts in the trenches. Okay, it starts in the trenches. D line is the trenches too, but starts on the other side of the ball in the trenches too. You know what I'm saying? That's one A and 1B. You feel me? So nah, bro. I needed Robert Hunt, man. Dude looked like he having a blast for a team that's not even doing well. And I don't know if anyone caught it, but they won in overtime the other day. Or maybe it wasn't overtime. But they went at the end of the game like a walk-off fashion. And Robert Hunt in Robert Hunt's fashion, just dancing in the end zone, no helmet on. I like, man, I miss that, bro. Like, dog is like a big ball of joy. You feel me? And he does his job. You know what I'm saying? It was a developmental 2nd round pick and developed into one of the best linemen in the league.
Again, another Chris Grier pick, which would, argue his case that he can find, I guess, some offensive lineman, but that's a whole another issue. And yeah, Kenna was talking about Charlie, so you're overanalyzing it. So yeah, so didn't expect that conversation to go that way. But then also, I guess, kind of sticking, I guess we kind of probably should stick with Chris Grier. Did you see / read the article that came out? Was it Peter King at the start of the week saying the Dolphins, there are murmurs the Dolphins might move on from Chris Grier? What do you make of that? You're on mute.
I could buy it. I mean, I can understand. I understand it. But I also want it to be clear. I think it shouldn't be this season. I think they need one more season together as a nucleus. This is the first season where we might not make the playoffs with Chris Grier and McDaniel. Like, it's been 3 years, bro, and there's a chance we make the playoffs every single season. That is crazy to me that you will break that up, as opposed to, all right, let's not be emotional and see what we can put together next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a collapse. You lost to the Titans last year, every year, actually, but you keep losing to the Titans. There was a collapse for sure at the end of last year. And then this year, unfortunate circumstances. But if we do get in the playoffs, like, you give yourself a chance. I would not break that up. Like, it's too close. We're too close. Now, next year comes up. We don't get it done. We don't even got to wet the bed. We don't get it done. Now there's a conversation. All right, look, understand, if the GM goes, that is the beginning of the end for everybody. Like, the GM's probably going to switch some things up at quarterback. GM wants to have his own coach. It's just going to be different things. Now, the GM stuck with McDaniel and Tua for a year. Oh, hey, this is not working. I want my own guys. So now the GM goes a year with McDaniel and Tua, brings in a new coach. Coach go 1 year with Tua, brings in a new quarterback. And now we got this uneven, unbalanced cycle that I am not trying to go through. And it's like, yo, stay the course. There's some waves that are crashing against us. I get it. Stay the course. That's all I'm saying.
What's interesting is that when we hired Mike McDaniel, and there was the stories that when McDaniel was hired, because he was kind of told that you're gonna have to work with Tua and all that kind of stuff, and people were saying, well, this is a bad idea, because how can you hire a head coach and tell him who the quarterback's going to be? For the most part, that decision has gone pretty well. Let's not lie about it. But no, I do agree. Again, I said on the Finn's Faithful podcast that I think I can imagine say the season ends in the next 2 weeks. You make the playoffs, but you lose in the first round to Buffalo. Is what it is. I can imagine the conversation being you guys as a trio, as in Chris Grier, Mike McDaniel, and Tua have a year, and that and success is a playoff win. That is success. Anything other than that, you have to go. I don't care if you make the playoffs and you lose again. I don't care if you make the playoffs as a 1 seed and then lose to a walk-off field goal. Like, it doesn't matter. Success in 2025 is going to be a playoff win. And if you don't get that, then you are all gone. All of you. I still think you on mute again.
Damn it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Because I think that allows, but you've got one final year of Tyreek Hill, one final year of Jalen Ramsey. At the end of the year, if you don't get that playoff win, you probably let Jalen Phillips walk because you're not going to re-sign him. Off you go, Bradley Chubb. Like, it's just a whole,
it's you burning it down. Like,
yeah,
if you keep this nucleus together right now and tell them what you just told them, Kadeem, hey, this is it, 2025. If you guys don't, you said win a playoff game, I can make an argument. I need to see more than that.
Yeah.
If you guys don't win a playoff game and we don't win a playoff game, yeah, it's a wrap for them. Now, that's the catastrophe. That's the burn it all down. Everyone's gone. Tua's gone. McDaniel's gone. Grier's gone. New regime's gonna come in at the same time. New coach, new new quarterback, new GM, and unfortunately, in this industry, you have to take a couple steps back to take a few steps forward. And there's going to be the years of 5 and whatever it is nowadays, 5 and 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, bro, we're back. We're here again. We suck again. You know what I'm saying? So I do not have any desire to go back into that wasteland.
Kenneth Rankin asks a question, says, do we think a quick rebuild is possible for a kid by the name of Archie Manning? I'll let you start with that, Charlie, because I have not a lot to say, but I have something which I think a lot of people don't want to hear, if that makes sense.
I don't know how we get there though. Like, how do we get from picking, let's just say 18th in the draft, to asking, let's just call it the Giants, hey, you have your franchise quarterback falling to you at number 1 overall, but we want to come up from 18 to take him. Like, that conversation has to start with 3 1s and 2 2s. That's where it starts. That's the start of the conversation. So now you start at that conversation, and by that time, Tyreek and Waddle not here no more. You feel me? Like, I have no desire to do that, bro.
So Archie Manning comes out, was it 2026? No, let's find. Ken, if you know off the top of your head, let us know. Say me Googling it, although I'm typing it already. Archie Manning draft class. No, I've got the wrong Archie. Yeah. So I think the earliest he can be eligible is the 2026. But he doesn't have to enter then. So I think if you're going to have to rebuild, so he's thinking 27. If it's 27, you've definitely got enough time. 26 makes it a little harder, but I think what I find frustrating with Miami fans, and even today, 1st of January 2025, it's wanting the Dolphins to take a quarterback in the first round this year, like move up and go get a quarterback. And I sit there and go, you've attacked Chris Grier and the Dolphins for the way they built this team, not building through the trenches, X, Y, and Z. And then you want them to draft a quarterback in the first round, and you haven't built the trenches. And to me, that is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you want to move on from Tua, that's fine. Like, again, I can understand it, the injuries, all that kind of stuff. But don't sit there and go draft a quarterback in the first round in 2025 and then I'm going to assume, and I'll give anyone the benefit of the doubt, to go in to find offensive linemen this through the free agency and the other picks in the draft. Cool, fair enough. So then you're saying, okay, I'm putting Cam Ward, for instance, behind probably 2 rookies, and you don't know if they're going to pan out or not. No, I'm not doing that. Happy New Year to Rob. For me, if you're going to draft Archie Manning in 2027, you have 3 years or 2 years, 25 and 26, to build the best offensive line in football. That's what you have to do. And that starts with, in this draft, finding at least 2 offensive linemen, and then you have 2 drafts and 2 free agencies and trades to get the best 5, so that when Archie Manning has his first snap in 2027, he's with guys who are NFL vets for at least 2 years and not rookies. Do not put Archie Manning in the NFL with this current team, or even Cam Ward. Do not put a single quarterback in 2025 behind the Dolphins offensive line and then ask that rookie quarterback to do what Tua couldn't. To me, that is absolute insanity.
So you got anything before we get into bonus time? Because I'm gonna see us out. I got something to
Yeah, of
say.
course.
Bonus time.
2025 is the year of the Fantasy Game Day app. If you haven't joined already, in the UK, daily fantasy sports, now that DraftKings has left the UK, the Fantasy Game Day app, use code GTDFF for free second entry. Again, that is promo code GTDFF for free second entry with a Fantasy Game Day app.
You're looking at fantasy football championship Chuck, aka Charlie Touche, aka Charlie Time Zone, aka when I go fishing, Charlie Buckets. You feel me? Championship Chuck. And new. All right. Listen, today, man, we about to get into bonus time. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Do you ever have anything else to add on the Archie Manning 2027 stuff?
Nah, but I did want to go back to Penei Sewell over Jalen Waddle. I'm on record saying I wanted Penei Sewell. I wanted Penei Sewell. I wouldn't have taken Jalen Waddle. I want to be clear. I like having Jalen Waddle on my team. After the pick came in, seeing his success, I like, all right, cool, I'm happy. Same way I would not have traded Tyreek Hill for Tyreek Hill, all of that compensation. And I came out real quick. I would not have done this trade, but I'm happy we did it. Multiple routes you could take to get to your desired destination. So I'm happy with both of them. However, I wanted Penei Sewell. I just would have went Penei Sewell first, and I would have went, shout out to a friend of the podcast, Javon Holland. Yo, you still had a chance to get Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kadeem. Like, you could have went Penei Sewell and just holler at Charlie Touche and say, hey, bro, we were going to go receiver in the first 5, but can you give us a receiver in the second round that we could target? And I'll be like, yeah, I got a couple for you. You know what I'm saying? But no, we went Liam Eichenberg. You feel me? Like, so we went receiver first and then Liam Eichenberg second. I didn't like it. I thought we should have went lineman first and wide receiver second, but it is what it is. You talk about build the trenches, and you had your learn me Tunsil replacement right there waiting for you in Penei Sewell, and we didn't do it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I think, again, looking at that draft class.
Hold on. My straps look kind of big right here. Look, It look like I be working out. Don't it look like? But when I do this, I look skinny. And I'll
But-
do this, I look big again. I do this, I look skinny. I do this, I look big again. I do this, I look skinny. I do this, I look big again. I do this, I look skinny. I do this, I look big again. I do this, I look skinny. All right. Somebody gonna think it's a CD skip.
Yeah, like it's oh, you know what? Let me get dude's name. It is John 055to, the guy who thought he was AI for the longest time. Like
What?
Please tell me you saw that comment.
No.
You never saw that comment, Charlie.
Hold on. He thought I was AI.
Yeah.
I thought you meant he thought he was AI.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. For those who haven't seen it, obviously you long-term listeners, you know, I do the intro, Charlie, and you know, I can't remember what I used to say.
He says, Charlie, how you doing? You say,
Charlie, how you doing? And then Charlie would do the intro, and he thought it was AI because, like, no matter what happened or what I said, you were straight going into that. And I was like, that's the best AI. That is the best AI. But yeah, so I'm looking through this draft class again, the 2021 class, and it's the Dolphins obviously took Jalen Waddle at pick number 6. Penei Sewell goes pick number 7. Patrick Surtain goes pick number 9. Potential defensive player of the year this year. Micah Parsons goes pick 12.
11? Oh, I thought he went 11.
No, Justin Fields went pick 11. Rashawn Slater goes pick 13. To be fair, the Dolphins do get Jalen Phillips at pick 18. So
not Najee Harris that everybody else wanted to do.
Which is hilarious, by the way. Like, hey, build the trenches, but also go running back pick 18.
And then the Steelers should have built the trenches, but went running back at 18, and then they still had an oblivious O-line.
Yeah. So you have that. But then again, pick 23, Christian Darrisaw. Then it's a second round. Now, again, the Dolphins went friend the podcast Javon Holland. Can't hate on that. You cannot, no matter what you think of him now, you cannot hate on him.
2 shades 24, Javon Holland.
The next pick, Philadelphia Eagles, Landon Dickerson, one of the best. I think he's still playing center now. Great pick by the Eagles. The Eagles do that over and over again. The Dolphins move up to 42 to take Liam Eichenberg. Okay, fair enough. Pick 47, 2 shades 24, Asante Samuel Jr. Pick 49, Rondell Moore.
All right, so here's what I wanted to do.
Hold on, very quickly. And then, pick 63, Kansas City Chiefs, Creed Humphrey.
Bro, there were so many options there. And then it's like pick 138, Amon-Ra St. Brown, something like that.
112.
112. Bro, listen, what I wanted to do was move up for the receiver instead of for the lineman. So I wanted to take the lineman first, move up for the receiver. Rondell Moore, 2 shades 24, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 shades 24. We would have been straight either way.
And apparently, what's interesting, pick 98, the Denver Broncos took Quinnen Mainers, and apparently he was. I can't remember who tweeted this, so apologies for not giving you the credit. But apparently, he was convinced he was going to be a Miami Dolphin. He was like, I spoke to them, and he's now one of the best guards in football with the Broncos. Shout out to Stoopbone. He says we need the Broncos to lose. Talking about the game on Sunday, we win, we in. Forget the Bengals. Don't believe the hype. And then earlier, when Charlie was buffering, and then Robert also says, need to do some lat raises and show the press before you come on, Charlie, to get the pump on. So, yeah. Kenna, we're about to head off in a sec. Come back on Friday. So Kenna says, can we talk about the fact that Tua's not playing in a win and in situation? It's not confirmed yet. He was limited again today, which is probably the best case scenario. Obviously, best case will be completely fine. But we will discuss all of that on Friday when we hear a bit more information. and myself and probably 5-Yard Lee will talk about the likelihood of seeing Tua in a win and in situation. What I will say, and this is genuinely not in a defense of Tua, because in the last 3 years, in win and in situations, Tua's played 1 of 2, might go 1 and 3, which again isn't good enough for your starting quarterback. But if the Dolphins can't beat a East Rutherford Paper Plains team where multiple players have said they will not be here next year and they do not care no more, then you don't just be in the playoffs with Tua or not. So
hold on. Say that last part again. Well, who said what?
So DJ Reed was asked about next year, and he said he's ready to test free agency. Aaron Rodgers is doing Aaron Rodgers stuff. And I also think Sauce Gardner's, someone, it might have been a image of T. Higgins on Instagram, and someone said get him to the Jets, and Sauce Gardner was like, no, don't do that. So
I like that. I like it, Sauce. I like
so the Jets are checked out. The Jets do not care. However, and I'll say this on Friday, the Jets would love nothing more than to beat the Dolphins and stop them from getting to the playoffs just because they can. So
is Aaron Rodgers playing?
Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Is Devontae Adams playing?
I believe so, yes.
All right, then we got something to worry about. That's it.
But
and
then,
if I'm being honest with you, Kadeem, this is not all right. It's bonus time. And if you hung around this long, you guys find out first. I'm not going to be able to do the episode on Friday. So I'll give you my take on Friday. Friday's take. I don't think the Dolphins win if Tua doesn't play and Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams plays. If they play, Tua doesn't, we're going to lose, in my opinion. Now, if they don't play and Tua doesn't play, then we got a chance. I think we win. But nah, bro. I think Aaron Rodgers is playing for his future. Like, I want to show people this is my advertisement. Like, nah, I still got it. Me and Devontae still got it. And that's why them boys are going off together right now. They still want to play next year together. And like, hey, we want to go to a team together and look what we can do right now. So if Devontae put up 200 yards on us, don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised at all. Soup-Bone reckons we're saving Tua for the playoffs and that he'll be ready for the playoffs. Welcome to Cap. He said, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year, Cap. The only other interesting thing I was going to say is that the Jets have this quarterback called Jordan Travis. I think
he's from Florida State.
Yeah, 5th round pick.
Yeah.
And I think he posted an Instagram picture of him, and like people are speculating he's going to be playing on Sunday. I'm pretty sure that Rodgers is playing. Again, we'll find out more on Friday. Cat for Life is correct. Charlie, I don't know if you saw that. Tua was at the Adventura Mall playing catch with kids at Cheetah Store. He was throwing the ball.
Kadeem.
He can throw. But yeah.
If I was at the crib and I found out Tua was at the mall, believe I would have been there, bro. I would have showed up. I would eat. You see how I got that Tyreek autograph in where were we? Germany? London?
Germany.
That was Germany?
Yeah.
Dang, that was Germany. Bro, I got that. Nah, bro. Tyreek got the ball. I got to be there. Tua? Man, ain't no way, bro. I would have been one of them little kids, bro. I would have been one of them kids. Nah, bro. I need this.
T-Bone, throw me the ball. Before we head out of here and head over to Patreon to do Extra Point, Cap for Life says, fun fact I heard in the spaces, Aaron is on 499 touchdowns. He's playing Sunday.
And he wants that 500th touchdown to go to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, 100%. Kenneth says I'm going to Germany. Spain's the one. But guys, thank you for a great episode as always. Happy New Year to all of you. May you have a, say like I'm not speaking to you again in a few days, literally. But yeah, guys, thank you for everything. Hope your new year has started off well. I hope it continues to go well. And until the next time, we shall see you soon. Peace.